The time has come where we can get to see the best out of Ferrari, and the car's right here behind me. 812 Competizione. Look at that. Look how aggressive this thing looks. I mean, when I first saw it, I told you guys before, I looked at it, I was just like, wow, I need to just sit here and appreciate every angle. So much is different about this car, to the point where I'm gonna go through more details at the end of the video to show you exactly what's different and what's not different, you know, with regards to our paint protection film. But I mean, what a car. Look at it. The aggression is on another level. On another level, honestly. You can't appreciate it until, I mean, in photos, I actually was a bit like, is it going to be great? Does it look nice? I don't know, maybe it's a bit over the top. When you see it in real life, it's there in front of you, you just think, okay, I get to see the mad scientists in Italy, what they've been up to. But yeah, it's fantastic. It looks great. And what makes this even more special for us is the fact that actually this is the first car in the UK. This is the first 812 Competizione in the UK. So it's very, 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 very special for us. It's been sent over by HR Owen, who always give us their cars, the newest ones they get, because they want us to pattern them to exactly our standards so that we can start to fulfill all the orders that are going to be coming through. And this is the first one. And what a spec it is. So anyway, let's go on to the video. I'll show you what we've done with the car, and I'll catch up with you at the end of it. you have it. That was us carrying out a detailing treatment and also paint protection film on this phenomenal car. Let's go through some of the specs and what this car, essentially what will cost you to get one of these cars. This car, the base price is £500,000 before any options. So it's not a cheap car. It's got 820 horsepower, but it's 39 kilograms lighter than the 812, the regular 812. It does 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds. And actually, this is only one of 999 cars, so it's a very limited car. Obviously, limited production from Ferrari. Usually all do well. They're very, very hard to get. This is a very, very lucky customer that be able to get the first one, and the first one in the UK as well. Let's go through the differences, and this is from the offset. You can tell there is a massive difference between this and the normal 812. I mean, whilst I'm here at the back, the first thing you'll notice is that these exhausts at the back, and these exhausts, what I like about them, the fact, and Thomas was telling me this earlier actually, and when I looked down, they're actually part of the exhaust, so they're not just a sort of a cap or something that is a fake exhaust. It's actually part of the real exhaust. It's part of the whole construction, which is cool to see. And it's just so abstract that it's on each side, and it's in sort of a you know, square rectangular shape. It just looks very, very cool. Then you go up from the vents. I mean, from here, from a perspective of paint protection film, you've got these vents that go all the way down. This is what you call a stone chip magnet in that area. And you've got this expensive carbon fiber, so we've had to double up on all these areas. Again, this is all different. The rear bumper, the rear diffuser is all different. The rear quarters are all different to the 812. So all this had to be redesigned over again. And obviously, first thing you notice when you look at the car, when you see in the pictures, is that you have a look to see that there is no rear screen, meaning that you can't see through the rear view mirror. And the rear view mirror is actually a camera, which is this thing right here. And that camera is actually has got paint protection film all over it. So we've had to design paint protection film to go onto that, just to make sure, because you see the line, stone chips fly out from everywhere, and they'll actually might even damage that. Again, with the rear ducktail, accentuated, and it also goes over the lights, which gives you a different feel to, and it actually make it look much wider and lower, because the car just looks so big there, so substantial. Give you guys an example. When our team were trying to put paint protection film on this cap, they cut out the 812 cap, put it on, and it was about 1 centimeter difference. So even the petrol cap is different on this car. And that's because if you see from the back of the car, you'll be able to see how wide it is. It's a very wide looking car. And I mean, even for example, with the rear wheel steering, that's also been adjusted alongside with the gearbox to make it more aggressive. So there's a lot of tweaks on this car that has changed from aesthetic perspective, functional perspective, mechanical perspective, many, many differences. Actually, I think the only thing that's the same between this and the regular 812 is the door and the wing mirrors, and obviously the headlights. Those are the only things that are actually the same, and obviously the badge, right? But you know, we don't put paint protection film on that. So then going towards the front of the car, this spec of the car is actually, the paint is called Canna di Fucili, and it has a yellow in the middle, which is Giallo Fly. Again, a very, very unique color. Nice combination between the yellow and the grey. This type of grey is almost a warmer grey. It's got a bit of a hue of copper in it. You can't see copper, but it just looks a bit warmer to the look and to the. I mean, it gives it a nice rounded look, I think. And it's got all this carbon fiber all the way through. I mean, even the vents down the sides. These are all areas where paint protection film has to go. So we've had to design every element of this. And it's quite a challenging aspect, because if you see the bumper, you can see how many angles it has. Very similar to what you'd get, for example, on an Aventador, where you have very, very sharp angles in different areas. With this, it's very extensive in terms of the aero. The aero has been worked on a lot from the factory, and that's why it looks so aggressive. But at the same time, from a perspective of paint protection film, it's quite a challenge, because you here, for example, you have a rounded edge that comes to a rounded edge, and you can't have paint protection film missing from this area. This is a prime area where you'd get stone chips. So we've had to try to stretch the material around and do it where the seam is underneath, where it's not, you know, you don't have a gap in the film. all these small details makes the biggest difference when you do it. Some of our details actually, you don't even realize, the customer doesn't even realize that these things happen. They just think Topaz will look after it. They'll do it the best of their ability. And something like this is a prime example where we don't want that to affect the functionality of what we're doing, which is applying paint protection film to protect the actual panel. But we don't want it to look ugly at the same time. There's always a balance. Then going on to the interior of the car, I'm actually loving the fact that the central section of the car here is now like the SF90, which is like a gated manual shifter where they had like in the old school Ferraris. And now obviously this is the modern version. So this has now been put into this car to make it more modern. And it's actually quite nice because in the back here, when you're looking through, there is no glass to be able to see through. But at the same time, there's still some space there for luggage. So we've actually put paint protection film throughout the back here and through the boot as well. There's some areas of carbon fiber which we've protected too. I'm sure we're going to see a few more of these that are going to come through our workshops. But I mean, what a fantastic car. I'm glad that we were able to get the first one in the country. Gives us time to be able to design our patterns, to design them in exactly the same way. It gives us the opportunity to trial and test exactly what it's going to be like on this car specifically. But yeah, now the car's going to go over to HR Owen so the customer pick it up. By the time you see this, the customer would have picked it up, but I'm really happy for him. And yeah, looking forward to the next one. I'll catch up with you guys later. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for all your support. I really appreciate it. Take care.